Imagine that you're buried under a mountain of messy data with a looming deadline. Stressful, right? Now, envision slicing through the data chaos like a hot knife through butter. Today I'm going to introduce you to a tool that revolutionized data cleaning. Make it 10 times faster and more efficient. No more writing line after line of code. Say hello to the Data Wrangler VSCode extension by Microsoft. Let's dive right into how to get it and use it to skyrocket your data prepping speed. First off, make sure you have Visual Studio Code, one of the best code editors out there. Download it from code.visualstudio.com. Once you have it installed, click on the extension marketplace icon and simply search for Data Wrangler and hit install. That's pretty easy, right? Now let's get our hands dirty with some real data. We'll use the Titanic dataset as our guinea pig today. If the Titanic CSV file is in your working folder, just right-click on it and choose Open in Data Wrangler. Or open it from a Jupyter notebook. Display your data on screen using something like data.head and click on Launch Data Wrangler. Then we need to select the Python runtime. If this is your first time launching Data Wrangler, you might be prompted to install several Python libraries and dependencies. Let's take a look at the user interface. In the middle, we have the Data Wrangler display grid. Here we can see all the data points. In the headers, we have high-level data summaries, such as the proportion of missing data, how many unique values in the column, and the data distribution histogram if the data is numeric values. These are automatically generated by Data Wrangler. The bottom section is like a code editor. As we apply changes to the data, the corresponding Python code will be generated automatically and appear in this bottom section. On the right-hand side, there are 3 panels. The top panel contains command operations you can apply to the data, for example, like adding or removing columns from the data or replacing missing values, etc. The middle panel shows data summary, including the shape of the dataset and missing values. The bottom panel shows a list of actions applied to the dataset. Each action is recorded, and we can actually go back to any of the previous steps to make changes. Because we're still inside VS Code, so we can rearrange these panels by just dragging them around. We'll put the data summary section on the right-hand side. Right off the bat, we can see that there are a lot of missing values in the cabin column, so we'll just remove that column. Select the cabin, then on the operational panel, search for drop columns. Make sure cabin is selected as the target. Then the corresponding Python code will show up in the code editor. And we can confirm the operation by clicking on the apply button. Then the cabin column will disappear from our data grid. There are only 2 missing records in the embark column. Let's replace the missing values with the mode, which is the most common value of the embark column. The age column also has many missing values. We'll replace them with the average age. The average age is not a whole number, but we can modify the code in the editor section to convert it into an integer number. At the time of recording this video, there is a bug in the tool. The old histogram for the age column didn't go away, and the new distribution graph got shifted into the next column. We can fix that by toggling on and off this Show Column Statistics checkbox, and now the histogram looks correct. Now we've taken care of the missing values in the dataset, and for the next step, you should smash the like button if you enjoyed the video so far. Let's dive deeper. We can extract features from the name column. On a quick glance, we can see that there are titles such as Mr., Mrs. in the name column. Let's extract that. Select the column first, then on the operations panel, search for string transform by example. This operation will create a new column right next to the selected column. We can change the new column name to be title, and on the grid, we can just type in a value. Then the AI behind the Data Wrangler will detect any pattern in our input data and automatically generate the code to match that pattern. So we'll enter Mr. in the first box, and press enter, and then the column gets populated. Let's scroll down to check. This value is not correct, and let's manually correct it to be Mrs. And after making this change, the AI will then use the 2 input values from us and infer for any new pattern and automatically generate the code to extract the correct titles. Next, let's test a few hypotheses. We want to see the probability of survival across different sex and age. Choose the group by on the operation panel, add the survive column to aggregate, and then the mean for aggregation type. Here we see that the female has a much higher survival rate. Kudos to the brave men on the Titanic who selflessly gave up their spot to make sure that others could have a chance. Now we want to go back to the main dataset to check something else. So in the cleaning steps panel, we'll delete the previous group by operation. The age column has individual ages, and let's group them into 10-year buckets. We'll write some customized Python code for this operation. The header here tells us that the age is between 0 and 80. So we'll create the 10-year age groups between 0 and 80. And then we use the cut method to group individual ages into those buckets. The custom column will appear at the end of the grid. If we want to move it next to the age column, we can use the insert method, and the age column is the 7th column. Press apply to confirm the change. Then we'll use the group by operation again. This time we select the age band and aggregate it by the survival column to see the survival probability by age band. As we have guessed, young children tend to have a higher survival rate. When we are finalized with our analysis, click on Back to Notebook to get the neat function summarizing all of our steps. Very convenient, right? So in a nutshell, that's the groundbreaking Data Wrangler for you. Say goodbye to the tedious and time-consuming data cleaning process, and hello to efficiency and speed. If you watched to this point and enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and happy data wrangling. I'll see you in the next one.